Well, good morning. Today is Monday, the 13th of April, and today we are in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, commonly referred to as the love chapter. And I'll just go ahead and read. We're going to read all 13 verses, and then we'll talk about it. It says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there be prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. As we've mentioned already, we've noted throughout the last several chapters, and really going all the way back to the beginning of this letter, that Paul is dealing with division in the church at Corinth. Some said they followed Paul. Some said, I follow Cephas. Some said, I follow Apollos. Some said, I follow Christ only. I mean, immorality abounds. They have, they're just full of cliques, and Paul has just really been addressing this issue. And it's very fitting to me that he sums it up here in chapter 13 by reminding them of the very building blocks of civil intercourse is love. How can we have factions and divisions when if we're loving one another? It's just, they can't coexist. And so he gives us this encouragement to remember that we need to love one another. And what are the attributes of love? Well, love is long suffering. Love is patient. Think of a parent with their child, trying to teach them to do, and the child is, he fails, and it's a process, and so parents have to be patient. Teachers have to be patient. You just know that's the key characteristic that comes out of this is patience. And thank goodness that God so loved the world, right? That the love of God, He's patient toward us because we fail Him continually. I want to read the commentary for today because there's so much here. Maybe there's some good nuggets here. Says this chapter is one of the best known in all the Bible. It's often referred to as a love chapter, as I noted. But we need to be careful to understand it within its context. It is a critical part of Paul's discussion about the correct use of spiritual gifts within the church. The underlying principle is that we need to look for needs that we can meet, not merely opportunities to use our gifts. The difference between these two is subtle but significant. Gifts are given in order to meet needs. If a gift is not meeting a need, the focus should be taken off the gift and put on some other way to serve. That is what love is all about. Fundamentally is putting others ahead of ourselves, whether they have earned it or not. No gift can be used effectively if it is not governed by love. That's a good word. A gift used for self-promotion is no longer accomplishing the purpose for which it was given by the Holy Spirit. Our desire to have spiritual gifts must always be superseded by our desire to pursue love. Love is far more valuable. Love will never lose its value, nor go out of style. Gifts such as tongues and prophecy and knowledge are, by their very nature, temporary. Paul was not trying to explain precisely when these temporary gifts would cease, but he emphasized that temporary things must be treated as such, not treasured above love. Even faith and hope will lose their value when we arrive in heaven, but love will remain essential. That's an interesting thought, right? Faith is what we hope for out there. But when we're in heaven, we'll have received our reward. We'll have no reason to look forward anymore because we'll be there. Our hope will be realized. So faith and hope will be gone, but love will still be essential. Just as adults lay aside childhood toys, so too spiritual gifts will come and go, but nothing will ever replace love. Love is the greatest of all the provisions God has given to His children. The Life Step says, it's easy to appreciate the beauty of this passage about love, but to miss its main point. Without love, even the most spectacular spiritual gifts are of absolutely no value. Are you known for your spiritual gifts or for your love? And what needs to change? doing our devotions is it's vital. It's important. Doing Bible study is important. Knowing the truth. Jesus said, "If you shall know the truth shall set you free." Right. So, it's important to study. It's important to know the truth. Paul told Timothy, "Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing, rightly handling the word of truth." But if we don't make application, if we don't apply that truth to our life, what good is it? It's important to note here that the thing that Paul's trying to say is, look, you can have all these spiritual gifts. You can speak with the tongue of angels. You can prophesy. You can do all these things. But if you don't show love for one another, it's all in vain. And that's the thing that's so important to realize, is that you may not agree with the way that somebody does something, or agree with everything someone says, but we have a mandate from God to love one another. Jesus said, "By this man will know you are my disciples, because you have love one for another." And yet I know for a fact, I've seen it, I've experienced it, that is said of the Christians that the army of the Lord's the only army that shoots its own wounded. We talk about grace, we talk about forgiveness, and yet what I've seen is sometimes churches are the most unforgiving bunch there is. I think it's important to understand that it's not just about being right, it's about being loving. Patience. That's the first attribute. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is long-suffering. I've seen it too many times where as soon as someone makes one mistake, they're ready. Out come the pitchforks. We can't be that way. There has to be love, or it's all in vain. Just a bunch of empty words. That's all I have for today. I hope today you take time to look at your life and just be honest with yourself and say, am I being loving, or am I being critical? Am I being patient or impatient? Let's start there. Just take the attributes and look at the different attributes of love, and just check yourself. Are you being patient? Are you being kind? Are you envious? All the attributes. Just take a minute, go through and check yourself and ask God to help you. Because after all, God is love. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.